The Ravens quarterback, Joe Flacco, joining us on the program, getting ready to head to Denver. How much tape have you watched from that Week 15 loss to Denver at home?
Oh, we've looked at it, yeah. Took a pretty good look at it. And, it was kind of a crazy game just because it got out of hand kind of early, but I think we can take some certain things from it.
But do they continue to do the same things that they did then? I mean, I'm trying to figure out game plan here. If they were successful with something, they then know that they were successful at this, so they do something different? Like the game of chess.
Yeah, I think you do what you're good at, and you make the other teams adjust. I think that's when, on offense and on defense, I think you're playing your best when you do what you do well and you make the other team, defend what you do very well. Or, obviously on their part, play offense.
Ever watch the opposing quarterback?
Yeah, all the time. I mean, the first time through, you're trying to get a look for the defense, but there's always certain throws or certain things that they do that you kind of catch your eye.
What would catch your eye watching Peyton Manning?
Well, this week I haven't watched Peyton, but there's been other weeks, where we've played certain teams, and I think just, actually some of the things this year are just some of the similarities and things that Jim has brought here and some of the things that Peyton's been running for many years.
How does Jim Caldwell help you, having coached Peyton and now being your offensive coordinator?
I don't know. I think, it doesn't really matter if he coached Peyton or not. I mean, every now and then we'll get something may come up, but I think he's just a good coach, and he's been around a while, and he's seen a lot of football, so I think he helps in a lot of ways just because of that.
Okay, you're not going to tell me exactly. I get that. But there have to be things, and what happens is like hand signals, words, terms, motions.
In terms of what he does?
Yeah.
With what Peyton does, you mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure he helps out our defensive staff and, and our team as a whole with all that stuff. So, yeah.
When did you find out about Ray Lewis retiring?
That morning that he made the announcement to everybody in the media.
And your reaction?
I don't want to say I was surprised because I know he's played such a long time, but anytime somebody like that, like I can't really remember a time where he wasn't playing football. So anytime somebody like that says that they're, coming to the end, it's kind of crazy.
What's the difference between Ray yelling or Ray giving a pep talk?
You know what? Ray is always in a positive mode, and he's always trying to, I guess I wouldn't say he's always trying to give a pep talk, but he's always in that mode of, getting his teammates going and getting everybody to play their best. So, I would say he's actually a pretty relaxed guy, and then, on the field and out at practice, he turns it on, and he's a great motivator.
He's Joe Flacco, the Ravens quarterback. They'll be in Denver coming up this weekend, joining us, Dan Patrick Show. Ray ever mellow?
Oh, yeah. Definitely. I mean, all week. That's probably the side. That's who I've seen. That's who I've got to know as a man. Is a pretty calm, relaxed guy. But he has the ability when we go on the practice field and when we go on the game field to just turn it up.
The difference between this team offensively, since Cam Cameron was fired and you bring in Jim Caldwell, how is the offense different now?
Well, listen, it's tough to change your philosophy and things like that. So, we're pretty much the same offense. I would say the things that I would say over the last couple of weeks we've got back to maybe being a little bit more no huddle and running a little bit more up tempo style.
But you wanted that because we saw that in the beginning, and we thought maybe they're turning the offense over to you. What happened?
For whatever reason, I just think we kind of got away from it a little bit. I couldn't tell you. I honestly couldn't tell you the exact reason.
But I'm looking at it and going, it seemed like there was a whole different mindset that the offense was turned over to you, that you got that freedom that other, marquee quarterbacks got.
Yeah, well, I think we did well with it, and I think, I think we did well with it early on, and like I said, for whatever reason, I think we kind of drifted away from doing it as much as we were early in the year. Just some of the up-tempo stuff, and I think we're getting back to it, and I think that we're, as an offense, not just myself, I think as an offense we're comfortable and we're at our best when we're doing that kind of thing.
We will beat Denver if?
we'll beat Denver if we can get our ground game going and get completions just like we did last week. I mean, last week, we weren't necessarily a high completion rate, but we did have some big plays. I don't think we can necessarily rely on that this week. I think we got to, get completions early and keep ourselves on the field.
Tough place to play.
Yeah, I've never been there, so it'll be exciting.
Oh, you have? So the whole altitude, you don't?
Yeah, no, haven't. I think I've played Denver 3 times or so, three times I think since I've been here, and we haven't played up there yet. So I'm kind of excited about it.
But how do you prepare for altitude?
I don't think you really can when you're in Baltimore. You just got to go and you got to make sure that you can deal with being maybe a little bit winded your first couple times down the field and just go out and play football.
Phil Simms said you had the strongest arm in the NFL.
Okay.
Do you?
I don't know.
What does that mean?
I don't know if it really means anything. It just means you got a strong arm. I think most of the guys in the league have a pretty strong arm.
But if I said let's line up, and we were the punt, pass, and kick
you know
contest.
what? I don't know if I'd throw it the furthest. I'm sure there's guys out there that can absolutely heave it.
Who do you think throws further?
I have no idea. I'm just saying I don't know if I would throw the furthest.
How far would you throw?
I don't know. It just depends on the day. I'd be somewhere around 75 yards, give or take a couple yards.
You've done it before.
Yes.
75 yards? Can I pencil you in for 80?
No, I don't think I can get 80.
Provided somebody's underneath it when you throw it is all that matters.
Yeah, you got it.
Hey, have fun, and we appreciate you joining us.
All right, man. Sounds
Thank
good.
you, Joe.